Okay, TeamStrub Day 5. We're here in Jacksonville, Florida at the Malivai Washington Youth Foundation. I'm here with two wonderful folks. Would you ladies like to introduce yourselves?
Sure, I'm Terri Florio. I'm the Executive Director of the Foundation.
And I'm Sarah Kirkwood. I'm the Community Relations Coordinator here at the Foundation.
Terri, Sarah, very nice to be here with you guys today. So Terri, why don't you tell us a bit about the Foundation, about the history and how we got here today?
Okay, well, the Foundation, the Malivai Washington Youth Foundation, has been in existence here in Jacksonville for 19 years. And we're looking forward to our big 20th year next year. It was started by Mal Washington, who's a retired tennis pro, and he initially started the foundation to introduce youth to tennis. And tennis, as you know, is a lifetime sport and a non-traditional urban sport, so he wanted to provide an introduction to tennis to youth in the urban core of Jacksonville.
Okay, great. And about how many kids are involved in this, in the activities day to day?
Well, now we have almost 200 children here every single day in our after-school program called TNT, Tennis and Tutoring. We also have another 200 kids in our summer camp, and then we have probably 1,000, 1,500 each year that we do in single-touch outreach programs.
Okay, and you said you have 9 full-time staff members and about 15 part-timers?
Mm-hmm. And in addition to that, we have some high schoolers that have grown up through our program, that if they have a 3.0 or higher GPA, they work for us an hour a day, and then they study the other hour and go to tennis the third hour of the day.
Okay, so let's cover the facility here real quickly. We're here in Terri's office, of course, but when you pull up to the facility, it's right in the middle of the neighborhood, which we'll talk about the neighborhood in a moment. And then you have how many tennis courts and stuff outside?
We have 8 full courts, and we have 3 mini courts, which are the 36-foot 10 and under courts, and then our regular courts are also lined for 10 and under tennis.
Okay, and the name of the foundation, of course, it strikes you, or it strikes an outsider as a tennis facility, maybe a training facility of some sort. But we were just talking about how tennis is not necessarily the main focus of the organization. So can you touch on that?
Yeah, tennis is definitely not the main focus of the organization. We really want to make sure that everybody knows that although everybody does play tennis here, all the kids do play tennis here, it is not our primary focus. Our primary focus is on academics and life skills. This neighborhood is a very challenged neighborhood, so our focus is on getting kids through the program and staying away from the negative influences that affect all teenagers and preteens, starting very early when they're in kindergarten and going all the way up through high school, so that they don't make negative behavior choices, and by the time they're ready to become young adults or go out into the real world, whether it's college or the military or a career, that they have the resources and the opportunities available to them to be able to succeed in life and to be contributors to the community as opposed to drains on the community.
Okay. And the foundation, you said, started about 19 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We're here in Jacksonville, of course. We're in zip code 32209, which, like I said, probably means more to the people in Jacksonville that are watching than to me, because I don't even know what state I'm in anymore, and it's only day 5. But talk about the positive impact that the facility has had on this neighborhood. It sounds like this is a real area of need in the city of Jacksonville.
It is. There's a ton of need. There are. This area is one of the worst, if not the worst, in the city in just about every single statistic. Teen pregnancy, violent crime, murders, juvenile crime, very, very low income with a $22,000 annual median income, and very, very challenged as a neighborhood. And what we've done is, this is actually the first new recreation facility that was built in the neighborhood, in this extended neighborhood, since 1970. And so we have a beautiful new facility here. It's only 7 years old, and in addition, programs that keep kids safe and off the street, but also give them the education and the resources they need to be able to succeed in life.
Okay, and obviously the namesake of the facility here is Malivai Washington, and we're talking about his involvement. And people my age might remember watching Mal Washington growing up, on the USTA, really one of the great American players out there. Talk about his involvement with the foundation and how often he's here, and what is his role?
Well, Mal is our founder, obviously. He's been here since the very beginning, and it was really his vision that created the whole organization. from the very beginning. I don't think he envisioned this as big as we've gotten, but really making a difference and being able to change kids' lives is what he wanted to do. Very, very involved, very engaged. He's here on a regular basis, 3 or 4 times a month at a minimum, out talking with the kids, going to board meetings, talking to potential donors, talking to volunteers, working with different projects. The kids here, Mal was a 96 Wimbledon finalist, reached the high of 11 in the world, and the kids just know him as Mr. Mal. Most of them weren't born when he was in the Wimbledon finals, and most of them think, even the young ones, think that they can beat him on the tennis court.
Yeah. And so the foundation really wouldn't be possible without the help of the many volunteers that come in throughout the year. So what sort of opportunities are available for someone who wants to help on an individual basis, and we'll talk about it from a corporate basis in a minute as well, but on an individual basis, someone watching this video at home, how can they help the foundation?
So we have a variety of volunteer opportunities really based on the level of time commitment you want to give to the foundation. We have roughly 60 mentors who visit us at least once a week, usually for 1 or 2 hours, depending on their availability, where they get to meet with one student, same kid every single week, really form a nice relationship, a nice bond with that kid and help them with their homework, and then serve as a positive role model as well. So that goes on throughout the entire school year. And then we have our done-in-a-day activities throughout the year. We have field days, tennis play days, we had a carnival this last Saturday. We need a lot of volunteers during the holidays because we have a Thanksgiving drive where people all across the city collect food for us, drop it off. We have to sort it all, and then everyone comes in. We set up like a big store basically in the facility, and people come in and shop for a family and then go and deliver it to their homes. We also have a Holiday Angels program where people adopt a family or a child, get them a new outfit, pair of tennis shoes, and toy for Christmas, because a lot of them otherwise would not be getting anything for the holidays. And then volunteers also deliver that to their homes, which is a lot of the volunteers love that.
So where can people go, maybe online, to see what are some of the resources they can look at to learn more about these volunteer opportunities?
We have a volunteer section on our website and a calendar as well that has updated information about opportunities that are coming up. We have a volunteer application that individuals who want to volunteer on a regular basis through our mentoring program will need to complete and return to myself. But we have flyers on our website that list
go ahead and plug the website. I'll put it up right here.
MWYFwashington.com.
MWYFwashington.com. That's great. I'm going to do the animation twice, so you can see it right there, right? And as for from a corporate level, we talk about how the foundation is funded. You said you have a lot of corporate partners as well that help out, on a regular basis.
And we do. We're not funded by our families at all. We're funded by individual donors, corporations, competitive grants, and we have a very large fundraiser every October, roughly October, sometimes September, sometimes November, but October 15th this year, which is a big gala and tennis pro-am where we have a lot of local pros and celebrities that participate in the pro-am portion of it, but we have about 500 people at our gala, and we award scholarships. This year we'll be awarding over $50,000 worth of scholarships to our young people.
And I think when we'll wrap up here in a minute, but one of the great things you mentioned when we were speaking a minute ago as well is that many of the kids in the program actually give back and do community service of their own. That must be rewarding to see on a regular basis as well.
Yeah, every January and February from Martin Luther King Jr. Day through President's Day, we have a big event called Serve-a-thon, where all of our students do various community outreach projects. Some go to local shelters and serve dinner, mostly the older kids. Our 3rd through 5th graders collected items for the Humane Society. Our little ones, K through 2, collected like toiletry items for the Clara White Mission this last year, and the little kids made Valentine's Day cards for the elderly. They just loved it.
We feel it's really important that our kids and our families get so much that they give back to the community as well. And not only did they love it, but even after that month, Sarah gets calls constantly, can you come back and do this? Can your group come back? Because it's really a win-win for all the organizations.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, thank you guys so much for having me here today. I'm really looking forward to, once we wrap up the interview, I'm going to literally dust off my tennis racket from the trunk of my car and go hit some balls with the kids here who are just getting here. It's about 3 o'clock. So we'll wrap up and say thank you very much for having me here this afternoon. And if people want to check out, again, for more information, one more time.
MWYFwashington.com.
Right there. So thank you, ladies, and that's it from Jacksonville. We'll talk to you soon.